Hey guys, welcome to Mr. Smith's Kitchen. Brian, Mr. Smith, kitchen, as always. Today's Wednesday, and I thought we would cook some dinner. And it's a fairly straightforward dinner. It's kind of a twist on, a classic. And it's shepherd's pie. Only it's not shepherd's pie. We're not making it in pie form. We're going to actually put these in potatoes. We're going to put our filling in the potatoes and top it with mashed potatoes. We're essentially going to do a twice baked mashed potato with a shepherd pie filling in it. I think this sounds amazing. It doesn't require a whole lot of effort, but it does require a little bit of time depending on how you bake your potatoes. I did mine in the oven. They took about an hour and a half to bake all the way through, which is okay because you can put them in the oven, walk away for an hour, come back, prep what little stuff you got. Or if you're not prepping anything at all, great. That's the beauty of shepherd's pie. Shepherd pie is just traditionally a leftover meat or a meat with vegetables of your choice, with a little bit of broth of your choice. So it's really versatile, and any of that can go into a potato. So that being said, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Glad you stopped by. Hope you get something out of this video. Check out my other videos. If you're returning to my channel, you are definitely a glutton for punishment, but thank you. And if you are new to my channel is basically all things food, whether it be in the garden, the kitchen, even going to the grocery store, whatever. I mean, if it has to relate to a kitchen or food, we talk about it. And you wouldn't believe what can relate to a kitchen and food. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you'd be so kind. Right next to it is the notification bell that lets you know when my videos come out. I try to put one out every Wednesday and Thursday, but we are a family here, and everybody here works, and sometimes things just get in the way, and not very often, but occasionally I do miss out on a video or two, but very rarely. Up above the subscribe button is the thumbs up, thumbs down. That would be great if you could hit either one of those, even if you hate my video. Give me a thumbs down, whatever. Because what that does is, it does one of two things, along with hitting the subscribe button. It helps to grow my channel, increases the size of our neighborhood, allows us to, have a good community through food and good conversation. But the thumbs up, thumbs down also let me know how I'm doing. You either liked the video, you didn't like the video, and if you didn't like the video, comment down below why, or you're just trolling me. Either way, it's okay. It's okay. I'm down with it either way. Subscribe, notification, thumbs up, thumbs down. Share my videos if you'd like. Sharing is always awesome. We promote sharing here, even if it's just not videos. You can check us out on Facebook, on our group page, Mr. Smith's Kitchen. We share recipes, ideas, thoughts. Feel free to post anything there as long as it's, we don't sell things there. And we aren't negative. Negative will get you kicked out of the group. It's okay to not agree with somebody. Just be, much like comments, think before you type. So, that being said, let's get down here to the counter, and we'll go over some ingredients as we go, what to do, what you'll need, so on and so forth. So, let's head on down. All right, hold on for me 1 second. Okay, so we are down here at the counter. And things we will need to make this with. You will need an oven. You will need a stovetop. You will need a pan of some sort, non-stick, cast iron, whatever you have available. And a cookie sheet, a broiler pan in this case, and some potatoes. Now, make how many ever potatoes you think you're going to need. I have 10 of them sitting here, but there's also 6 of us we're feeding. And 2 or 3 of us are pretty big eaters. So I figure a couple of those potatoes will be gone. I know I'll eat 2 at any rate. I went ahead and I already got these done, and they're starting to cool a little bit. They're a little hot still, but not bad. And I put them in the oven at 400 degrees. Like I said, it took about an hour and a half to get them done. But you want to get a good sized potato. That way you got plenty of room in there to stuff your filling in. And after they're done, after they're soft, you want to go ahead and just let them cool down for a little bit so you can handle them. Because we're going to handle them. We have to basically gut our potatoes, take all this filling out of them. While those are cooling, I've got my cast iron warming up. I strictly use pretty much nothing but cast iron unless I'm using a stock pot. Yeah, and that's the only time. Stock pot. First thing we need to do is I run with a pound of hamburger unless you've got a large family like mine. I've got 2 pounds of hamburger here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in the skillet that's been warming up so we can get that going. Now, if you are using a cast iron skillet and you're new to cast iron, when it comes to meat, just let it sit for a second. If you try, like right now, if I were to try to move this around, it will stick to the bottom of the pan. You got to give it time to sear. It's searing right now. So I'm going to let this cook. When it's about halfway through, we're going to start putting vegetables in, and I'll go over the vegetables and whatnot as we go. Okay, our hamburger is about halfway brown. It's still got, you know, a little bit of pink in there, but not much. It's we're getting there. So what we're going to add to this, let me move some stuff out of my way here. I've got 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Let's go ahead and get that in there, right? We've got a half a cup of beef broth. We're just going to throw that in there, like such. And then vegetable-wise, I've got 1 onion, I've got a red pepper, a green pepper, and shoved in there between the carrots and the peppers is some garlic that I've minced up. And then I've got 2 carrots. You can also add celery. You add whatever vegetable suits you, in your family. These are vegetables that our family eats. Another good thing about this particular recipe, even if you're just making regular shepherd's pie, is, let's say you've got some vegetables that are starting to look a little rough in the fridge or whatever. You can just feel free to, chop them up, add some hamburger with it, boom, shepherd's pie. Even if you have instant potatoes, mashed potatoes, you can use that as the topper for them. Shepherd's pie is so versatile, and it'll help clean out your fridge, get you some vegetables in the process. The meat I'm using in this case is an 85/15, so it does have some fat content in it, but you want that. You want that flavor. Okay, so we got our vegetables mixed in. We got our 1 onion, 2 carrots, bell pepper, green, and then red, and garlic. We got our beef broth, our Worcestershire sauce, and the last thing I'm going to add to this is Creole seasoning. Whatever kind of Creole seasoning you like, have, or if there's a different type of seasoning you prefer. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon in here to start, and then as this cooks, I'll, if I want to add more, I can. That particular blend of Creole seasoning isn't horribly spicy, but it does, in their case, give a lot of flavor. I really do like their seasoning mix. I like it enough that I don't make my own. I just buy theirs. And if you're wondering who theirs is, it's Tony's. Tony Catchery's Creole seasoning. Okay, so I'm going to let this cook for about 5-10 minutes. I'm going to throw the lid on it with a little gap, so that way I can get some of this moisture out. I don't want all the moisture out, but I want it to be able to breathe a little. But I want all this to play together. So let me get the lid on this. I'm going to let it cook down for about 5 minutes, soften up some of the vegetables. And when I come back, oh, wait, I forgot something. I forgot the corn. This is 1 bag of frozen corn. You can use 2 stalks of fresh corn. You could use 1 can of corn. But we prefer frozen corn. We think it tastes the best, closest to fresh. So now I'm going to let this cook for about 5 minutes. And when I come back, we'll move on to working on the potatoes. All right, see you here in a second. Okay, so we let that cook for about 5-6-ish minutes, and now we're going to get on to the potatoes. So I'm going to let that chill for a second. So to do the potatoes, let me bring you in a little closer here. Hold on for me. Okay, we brought you in a little closer so you can actually see what I'm doing. All right, so to do these potatoes, reading the directions. Now remember, I've never made a twice-baked potato before in my entire life. So we're learning together, right? I thought, what a fun dish to make, all the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the center of this bad boy, just like such. Pop the lid off. Ooh, that's hot, hot. The insides will still be warm, so please be careful. And then we're just going to take a spoon and scoop out the center, like such. You don't want to scoop out all the potato, because if you do, then your potato won't stand up. I know just because I'm using russets. Now, if there's a different potato you like, I don't know how well this would work with like a red potato or, you know, a Yukon Gold or anything like that, just because the skins are really thin. I'm using a russet because they're a good baker potato, and the skin's a little tougher on them, so they'll stand up. You can get a little more of the potato out of it and stuff it more with your filling. So just like that, looks like. I know this because I read things. It's funny because I posted a recipe like this, well, what I thought was like this, on our Facebook group, and once you click on the link, I should have clicked on the link before I posted it, it takes you to a something similar to this, only it's diced up potatoes in casserole form and not a twice baked potato stuffed with shepherd's pie. So, but that's okay because I made it work anyhow. But right here we are. That is our potatoes. So I'll do one more with you, and then we will. I'll do the rest up off camera, so you don't have to sit here and watch me do 10 potatoes. And we will take it from there. But I simply cut where the ends are. I'm making a giant square, and then I'll cut a rectangle, I should say, not a square. Cut that off like such. Pop the top. I don't know why I can't seem to get the corners. Like that. Now I'm just going to take my spoon. We're going to gut it out. And I'm putting the potato in a bowl, because we're going to mash this up. We're going to make mashed potatoes, basically. Just like you would for a shepherd's pie. That way you get the best of all worlds. Right? That cleaned out. Okay, we got that one cleaned out just like that. We'll peel the skin off of the top there, so that way we get the potato off of it. We don't want to waste anything, right? Just like that. Now you could save that skin top and put it on top of it, whatever, eat it. Remember, the skin of a potato is where all the nutritional value is. All right, so that is how we do that part. Let me get these other ones taken care of. And when I come back, we'll make our mashed potatoes and then start stuffing them. I got all those gutted, for lack of a better term. Right there, I changed bowls out because the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to make mashed potatoes. Alright, so first thing I'm going to add to my mashed potatoes is 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Alright, now this, I don't even remember exactly. I think I got this recipe for these potatoes off of Kent Rollins' website. And they are a really good potato. They go great with shepherd's pie, so I thought, why not use them again for this? So I got my 2 teaspoons of garlic in there. I've got just 2 egg yolks. Alright, we're just going to pitch those in real quick. Like that. And if you can hear the really annoying motor in the background, I apologize. It's my neighbor's friend's little souped up hot rod. Why he's revving his motor, I have no idea, but he is, so it's okay. And then the 2 egg yolks and the 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, I'm going to add a half a cup of heavy cream. I'm going to put that in there. Just like such. There's those. And I'm just going to add about a teaspoon worth of the Creole Seasoning. Now, when I make my shepherd's pie with his complete recipe, I use his seasoning. It's called Red River Ranch. And if you've never had it, get you a bottle. It is the most amazing stuff ever. Ever, ever. Alright, so now all we got to do is turn this into mashed potatoes. Alright, we got our mashed potatoes made. Mashed potatoes. Didn't take very long at all. A couple minutes. So now we'll bring our potatoes over here. And I don't know if I mentioned it, and now's probably a bad time to mention it. But when you bake your potatoes at the 375 degrees, just go ahead and leave your oven on, because we're going to put these back in the oven. So now we're going to take our shepherd pie mix here. Oh, looks just fantastic. And the first thing I'm going to do is taste it real quick. See if I need to add any more seasoning or salt or pepper or anything like that. You know, I'm going to guess it probably tastes good, but you never know. We're going to put a little salt in it. Got good flavor. Just needs a little salt. We'll put about a quarter teaspoon of salt in there. That way it'll help enhance those flavors a little. We'll give it a good stir. It is hot. We'll give it that. I mean, not spicy hot, but just like hot to the mouth hot. Much better. Okay, so now we're just going to take our shepherd pie mix and we'll put it into each one like such. Alright, get the last of our stuffing in here, so that way our shepherd's pie filling down in there. Just like such. Get them topped off. Looking good. So now, I don't know if you can see or not. Well, no, you can't, but that's all right. I'm about to show you. I got a lot of stuffing left over, right? Yeah, and that's okay. Why? Because I can do 1,000,001 things with this down the road. Yeah, when we make a lot, I always make extra because I want leftovers for the next day. And I've got more potatoes, and if this is a hit, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be, you know, we can make more, you know. And I know we can freeze this stuffing, okay? You can freeze it. I have no doubt in my mind, you know, well, I know. I mean, I just know you can. So I could freeze this if I wanted to for later. We can have this meal down the road again, or I can make a shepherd's pie with it next week, or, you know, add it to something. I could put that with rice, or add some taco seasoning to it, and put it in a burrito. 1,000,001 things. So anyhow, that being said, enough about the filling. So the next thing we got to do is we're just going to take our potatoes and we're going to put them on top, just like such. Oh, providing I don't drop any down in the broiler pan. Put them on there just like that. Okay, so got the last potato here to fill out, just like such. And once again, what am I going to do with the leftover potatoes? Well, I can tell you exactly what I'm going to do with these leftover potatoes. You can never have enough leftover potatoes, because I'm not going to freeze them. Tomorrow morning, when I make breakfast, I'm going to take these potatoes and I'm going to turn them into potato cakes and have them with breakfast. Most amazing stuff ever. All right, so the last thing we need to do before we put them back in the oven is take some cheese, whatever cheese you like. This just happens to be much like leftover vegetables and things like that, things that, you know, you need to get out of the fridge. This, in our case, was like the leftovers of 3 different types of cheese. So I've got Colby, I've got Colby Jack, I've got Pepper Jack, all mixed up in here. So I'm just going to take the cheese and we're going to top the potatoes with the cheese. We've got them stuffed with our shepherd pie filling, our potatoes. Now we got some cheese on there. So what do we got left to do? We're on the tail end of everything, right? So all I'm going to do now, sorry if that was too quick, is I'm going to throw these in the oven and for about 20 minutes. What I'm going to do is those potatoes are a little cold. The filling's still hot though. But I primarily want to straighten up my camera. There we go. I primarily want to just go ahead and melt the cheese. So we're going to melt the cheese, get it a nice golden brown hopefully, in that 20-minute period. That's why I said don't turn your oven off yet, because we're going to throw these right back in there. So I'm going to get mine in the oven, let them go for about 20 minutes or until the cheese is golden brown, whichever comes first. And when I come back, we'll take a look at them. All right, and maybe even try some. All right, I'll see you here in a second. All right, 20 minutes in the oven, and I'm letting them. I've been letting them cool for a few minutes, but here, let me get you to where we can take a good close look at them. And there we are. That is the fruits of our labor, so to speak. I think they look fantastic myself. I could be, but like I've often said, I know they smell good, I know they look good, and as soon as I get this camera back down where it's supposed to be, we can pull one out, cut her open, and see what she looks like on the inside. All right, got the knife. Had to go a little overkill on it. I can't find my little paring knife, but it's all right. That one will work just the same. Grab us a potato here. There is that. Oop. If I can get it to set flat. Maybe. All right, there we go. Much more better. All right, let's cut her open. Maybe. See what we look like on the inside here. If we can get past the mashed potato portion that I shoved down into it. There we go. Get this side too so you can see what we're looking at. That knife is not very good for cutting soft things. But there we are. All the same, I think it looks amazing. Let me get you up here a little bit so you can maybe get a little better view of it. Or I can get a little better view of it. So we know we did well, right? We got potato, we got some stuffing in there. Now all we got to do is just cut us a piece and give it a try. This is basically just my shepherd's pie recipe put into a twice-baked potato. But that's all right. We'll see how it turned out, right? That is wicked good. Hands down, wicked good. And I can easily eat 2 of these. I probably should have stuffed it just a little fuller with the shepherd's pie filling, but I wouldn't change a thing on this. Not at all. Definitely amazing. It's kind of like a personal shepherd's pie. Instead of making one whole big shepherd's pie, it's like a shepherd's pie in an edible bowl. Yeah, definitely try this. It's not hard to do. If you're newer to cooking, this would be a good one to do and wow your friends with or your family with, or invite people over. We made 10 of them, and with the cook time on the potatoes, the initial cook time on the potatoes, I'm gonna say maybe an hour and 45 minutes, but that includes the cook time on the potatoes. And you could easily, while the potatoes are cooking, make up your stuffing, your filling then. And that way when the potatoes come out, let them cool for a second, or if you have an oven glove like I do, or something to protect your hand with, you can scrape them while they're still fairly hot, and make your potatoes even then. Cut down your time a little bit. But I'm going to say about an hour and 45 minutes. But like I said, an hour to an hour and 20 minutes of that is just baking your potatoes in the oven. You could do them in the microwave. I can't officially say that because it's kind of sacrilege. But if you're only doing, say, 4 or 5 of them, even a half a dozen, the microwave is an option. I wouldn't recommend doing them more than 2 at a time at like 8 to 10 minutes. Not that I've ever done that before, but because like I said, in the what can be at times snooty cooking world, that's sacrilege. But that being said, definitely try this recipe. Doesn't take time. It's a good beginner recipe. It's a good expert recipe. It cleans out your fridge from, veggies that may have been sitting in there you don't know what to do with. All you need is a little hamburger, some seasoning, and some vegetables. You can use frozen vegetables, canned vegetables, vegetables that are sitting in the bottom of your fridge, whatever. It's totally up to you. It's your creation. Let me know if you do try this. Let me know if you think it's a good idea or a bad idea, or if there's something different you do. Let me know. Tell me, Brian, this was amazing. Tell me, Brian, it was horrible. I'm game either way. Just tell me why that you think either of those. Tomorrow, we're going to do one of two things. I haven't decided which yet, but I think I know. Here's what I know. We are going to do something more than likely involving bananas. I have 4 very ripe bananas sitting over in the dining room that I need to do something with. And I've been kind of in the mood for a cake. So we'll probably do something in the realm of banana cake. Now, what kind of banana cake? I have no clue. I'll figure that out tonight when I go lay down to edit this video and start looking up different recipe ideas. So, until tomorrow for banana cake, I love you. I love you very much. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Tell somebody else you love them and you love them very much. Invite them over to have twice stuffed baked potatoes, shepherd pie baked potatoes. I guarantee they're going to like them, and you can be like, oh, I slaved all day on this. No, when you didn't. It'll be great. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And till tomorrow for a banana cake of some sort, I'll see you then. All right? I love you. Talk to you later. Bye.